Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another edition of the Freight Trapping Podcast. I am your host, Mr. James Roberts, and here we are again. Right? Here we are again on another Sunday, man. Be blessed on this Sunday, man. And I want to thank you guys. I'm really hyped tonight for two reasons. First reason is this weekend we had our Texas State Trucking Championships. So in the region, guess who got first place for Sleeper? Here you go, baby. Yeah. First place, baby. I tried to tell y'all, man, I do this. I'm not on here trying to make no money. I do this. This is my passion, man. I train. First place, Sleeper Bird. I don't even drive sleepers every day. I drive a day cab. But this first place, baby, yeah, I ain't bragging. I'm just confident. Yeah. Here we go, here we go. Then the next reason why I'm so hyped, man, we got a guest in the house tonight. I found him on TikTok. I follow truck drivers on TikTok. If you say you're a truck, I'm gonna click that follow button because it's all about support, right? So check this out. I came across this young man on TikTok, and I'm not gonna take all of his time today, but I'm gonna let him give me what he got, and we gonna keep it moving, right? So I found this young man on TikTok. Found that he was in shape, doing this thing. I heard him talking about, yo, what up, Oliver? Yes, sir. What's up, baby? I found that he, looked pretty fit and in shape and all of that kind of stuff. And here at the Freight Trapping Podcast, that's what we about, right? We about making sure we give our truck drivers information to help them navigate through those roads and mountains, and not only that, but help navigate through life and be healthy. One of my biggest thing is to be healthy on that road, because I was so healthy over the road for 13 years. I was so unhealthy. But at the end of the day, guess what? It's about helping the culture move forward. So without no further ado, I'm going to cam up and I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to bring my boy in. And his name is Mr. Dave. This is his website, DaveFatToFit.com. DaveFatToFit.com.
What's happening with it? What's happening?
What up, B? What's happening?
Let me go ahead and get you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Slide it to the
fit.
Oh no. Watch this, Dave. Hey, watch this. You ain't got to do none of that. I got you covered, baby. Watch this. Come on, man. What you think you're doing? Watch this. Stop. You're right there. Boom. Boom. You see that? Oh, you can't see
that's
it.
That's that dude right there. How you doing, man?
How you doing, baby? What's going on, man?
I was trying to make sure that I found a place that had good internet, and I was gonna make it on time. So I had 6 minutes to drive left. I found the TA, and I parked, ran a stoplight, parked, and got in here and ready to go.
Man, let me tell you something. Man, I really appreciate your commitment to your word that you say you're gonna, because a lot of people don't value that, right? I want to say thank you for staying committed to what you said you was going to do. I wouldn't even been mad at you and say, hey man, let's reschedule. Dig what I'm saying? Because it's not that serious. Your safety, you being in compliance, and you being somewhere where you're comfortable with, doing your 10 or 8 hour layover is more important to me than you coming on here on the podcast. Because I could sit here and talk to myself all day long. But I appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you taking out your time on this Sunday afternoon, giving me some of your time this Sunday afternoon. I will not hold you long. I promise you. I know you
Man,
need the rest, bro.
I'm good. I'm getting ready to go on a walk after I get done talking to you. I'm putting on the bulletproof vest and I'm going walking.
Bro, first, so let's start it like this here. Give us your name. Tell us where you're from. Tell us what you do. Tell us about you first and foremost. Not nothing about, but tell us about you first and foremost.
Well, my name's David Cathcart. I've been into. I'm originally from Seattle, where I'm going back to. I'm going to Yakima. I'm on my way to Yakima. I got 3 hours to get there. Um, uh, I was born in Seattle, came down to California, lived there most of my adult life, and then just recently moved to Texas. I've had many businesses, trucking. I got my trucking license when my son was before my son was born, so about 17, 18 years. I've owned I've owned a couple trucking companies and a couple businesses. And when things go bad, you can always fall back on trucking. My cousin got me into it, and so that's kind of how I got started. But I've always been a trainer. I've always tried to stay fit. And in 2012, I was involved in a rollover, and I was training a guy that wasn't a new booty. He was an OG, been driving for 25 years. I was just showing him a route, and I'd finished driving from California to Oregon, and we switched over about 10:30. About 11:45, I was in the hospital. He flipped the truck, and I was in the back sleep. So I got the bad of it. So for 5 years, I couldn't work out. Bad PTSD. I was broken up. I had to have surgery on my ulnar nerve. I couldn't hold my hand. I had head injuries. I used to have to sleep in a closet. I gained a lot of weight from the pills and the medicine that they were giving me shots in the back of my head. And so after that, an African doctor told me, he said, listen, man, stop taking all the medication and start eating edibles or marijuana for your headaches. And I wasn't a big time smoker, but I started. And so that helped me through that. And then I started getting in shape and then start training people again. But they say that trajectory of where you're going is 10 years or 10,000 steps. And I've been on this trajectory in truck driving. And I've wanted to start this business with my own products a long time ago, but the timing wasn't right. In June, I started driving this truck.
Okay, hold on.
And then,
wait. You want a little too fast. Let's ease into this, right? So,
right.
So one of my things is about what trucking is. I could never, for the life of me, team drive. For the very episode that you went through. For the very episode that you went through is the reason why it's probably one person that I would trust team driving with me, and I still wouldn't trust him.
Well, that was that incident that happened. The company that I was training this guy for, they had lost their contract. They said, hey, man, this guy's going to go on with the new company with the contract. Can you show him the route? And I was, all right, no problem. Then we're going to pay you extra. Just drive him up there, show him where to go. I said, cool. I knew I didn't like that either. When I first started my career driving, I was a driver trainer. And I found out real quick that ain't cool. Because you're trying to show some people that don't want to listen. And I was a boxer and I fought, and I used to tell him, man, listen, I'll hurt you. I mean, I don't want to be violent, but if you don't do what I tell you, I will hurt you and leave you on the side of the road, or make you get out and leave you, because my life is here and I have kids.
Right.
And I only had to pull that one time where I had to put a dude out. And but when he wrecked that truck, it changed my life, man.
Right.
I had always been fit, and it hurt me bad.
Wow, I could just imagine. So let's jump right here. Where did your trucking career begin? How did you get in trucking? Take us on their journey.
Well, my cousin, my family are military and truck drivers. I had owned a few businesses. My first company was a janitorial business that I started, And I took that from 0 to 50. Me and my ex-wife took it from 0 to, I have to give her credit, 0 to 53 employees. And I sold that company and retired my first time at 27. Bought a Ferrari, moved away, and went broke by the age of 30. So let's keep it 100. You know, I didn't know good money. I didn't understand good money management skills until I got around some people that taught me.
Right.
So I went broke. I lost over $1 million. And just for you youngsters, don't buy a Ferrari unless you're worth 12 to 15 million. Because my first tune-up was $25,000, and they don't take payments.
Ooh.
So just FYI, they have to pull the engine. But anyway, that's another story. And then I got into truck. I got my trucker license, and I never wanted to work as a truck driver. I've always been a businessman. Let's make a deal. Let's do this. Let's do that. And so I was always I was always trying to be a business owner. And after going broke and starting again, my first company, I know y'all go, was Swift. I bought some trucks and I bought 2 trucks and brought them over to Swift, and that was my introductory. And I drove for Swift for a minute and found out that wasn't a business, but I had my own trucks.
Yeah, you can pull them.
Yeah, so I pulled my trucks, and then I went on, and that's where I was the driver trainer at. And when I had to do that to that dude, and then I didn't like their. I understand it, and I respect the major companies for who they are. Swift they have their own insurance, they have their own this, and they're self-insured, and that's how a lot of young drivers get their start. So I mean, it is what it is, but. Yeah, I pulled my trucks and went on somewhere else, man. And then I started another business, and just I didn't drive. I always tell people that I'm not the best driver. I'm not a professional. I'm a professional in training, because there are guys that really do this job, really live it, and know the ins and outs. Like my cousin, Bill Kimoni. Kimoni is one of the top drivers. He's trained me, and I did teams. Now here, I'll trust. I did teams with him 2 years ago, or 2 years ago. I learned more in 6 months from that man, and he's my younger cousin. We're like brothers. If you watch that video where I'm dangling my feet off his couch, that's my cousin. That's my brother, and he's the one who taught me all about trucking, and he taught me a lot.
Now let me ask you: Is it Dave Fat to Fit on all platforms?
On all platforms.
Dave Fat to Fit on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yes. All platforms.
I don't have Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I have just Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and my website.
Yeah, that's where a lot of his fitness videos are, ladies.
YouTube. I have Dave Fat to Fit on YouTube too. Okay, that's where a lot of my videos are too.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go over there too and follow you. And man, that's wonderful. I also would love to interview your cousin, if you could just, what I'm saying. Because definitely. I love interviewing. This podcast is for truckers, it's for dispatchers, but mostly for us to get our story out there. So you started right there, put 2 trucks on with Swift. Where are you now in your trucking career?
Well, like I said, my cousin started me in this trucking field a long time ago. He's like, dude, get your license. Him and his brother. And Kimoni told me about, when I got my license, you'll never be out of work. So when things get rough, I'd go jump in a truck somewhere. I came out here to the oil fields in Texas because after the accident, I was like, I'm going to go buy trucks. I'm going to put them in the oil fields. My cousin said, hey, bro, come out here and learn first. So I've done fracking in North Dakota, where it's way too cold for brothers.
Man, look, hey, check this out. I used to go up there and drop pipe off, right?
Yeah.
And get up there, and it's like 20 below. Straps are frozen to the point where all I can do is just pull them off and just let them Just let them flap and just straighten. I can't even bend them. Then I go down to South Dakota and pick up drilling mud.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And it's
I know exactly where you at.
and it's 10 degrees below there, right? So go ahead. What you finna say?
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you, this is when I knew when I knew brothers did not belong in North Dakota. Let me tell you something. I got off the plane. This is no joke. We went into the tunnel, went in, everything's cool. I got out, going to my hotel room.
Uh-huh.
I did just like LL Cool J. I licked my lips, and my lips stuck together. And when I tell you my lips stuck together, I was And when I tried to blow on my hand, and I still ended up ripping my lips, I said, no, this ain't for me. I stayed one season out there until summer, and that was it. My mom happened to pass through, but that was it. I went back home. I ain't never been back. Then I moved to Texas. I was in the oil field out there. My cousin was like, yo, Kamoni was like, yo, definitely come out here and work in these oil fields, get to learn. Mm-hmm. So I did all that, and then eventually I just got back into trucking, and I've been off and on since then. But the trajectory of fitness intermingling with trucking has always been there, but I didn't take it serious until last year.
Okay, so let's dive into DaveFatToFit.com and what you developed with your company and everything. Let's talk about that first, because when we get to the meat and potatoes, that's where I really want to give the truckers, you know what I'm saying, let you give the truckers your tips on staying fit on the road. So let's talk about your company, your website, your products, Dave Fat to Fit.
Well, June, my wife's an RN. She's been a top end emergency nurse for over 20 years. Nurses, my mom was a nurse. I worked as a kid. I worked as nurses' aides and a janitor at the hospitals getting my way through college. Nurses have the weirdest sense of humor, just like doctors, and they don't care about you. My mom, if you didn't cut off your finger, you wouldn't believe. That ain't nothing. She fix it up, you go about your business. So they don't have emotion. And I'm saying this to say that my wife doesn't have. They can't. That's true.
Yeah,
because if if there's a baby dying and a mother, they got to save a mother. They can't get emotionally attached.
Right.
They don't get emotionally attached to their husbands either. They rough. I hit some black ice one time, spun my truck around, and almost got hit by a semi. I called my wife and I told her about it. She said, "You all right?" Yeah, I just worked 12 hours. All right, I'll see you when you get here. Quick. I was like, I'm devastated. I'm like, wait a minute. You're supposed to be excited. Nah, they don't get excited. But here's the story. On June 14th or 15th, prior to that, I've been driving. My feet have been swelling. My stomach was touching the steering wheel. As you'll see on those pictures where I'm standing forward and sideways, and my stomach was over my pants waistband. And,
pretty much like mine is now.
Hey, bro, I tell everybody, if you comfortable in your skin, I'm comfortable with you. You understand me? I'm talking about me. I was seriously overweight. I was pushing 267, 270.
How tall are you?
5'8". Oh,
okay.
All right. And I tell everybody I'm 5'8", and I'm 5'9" in my Prince shoes. But so in June, that's how big I was, and I had been having heart palpitations and all this stuff, and I've been going to the gym, but I still had this big ass gut. And then so my wife said, if you keep having these, I'm taking you to the hospital. So I said, all right, but she's like, you got to tell me. So I was leaving the gym, and I thought I was having a heart attack. And I called her. I said, babe, we always tell each other the truth. I said, babe, my heart's not feeling good. She said, get home. We got home. She rushed me to the hospital she works at. They immediately admitted me. They ran all these tests. And, it just came back that you have the heart palpitation. My blood pressure shot up. My blood pressure, and black people die of high blood pressure.
Right.
And it's all about what we eat. And so my blood pressure shot up. And so they ran all these tests. They kept me overnight. And the next day I said, I'm making a change. I don't care what I'm going to have to do to get this weight off me. I'm making a change. And I'm going to start my YouTube channel. And I had a YouTube channel, then I started again. And then I started working my way in because I wanted people to see who I am. And I've always had big arms. People say, what are you doing, whatever. And I'd tell them, but I'd wear baggy shirts so you couldn't see that big ass belly.
Yeah.
And so
I know how it go.
Yeah, exactly. So I was embarrassed and I was sick. I had high blood pressure. He put me on high blood pressure meds, and that's a death of a trucker right there.
Right.
And my biggest scary moment is I don't want to kill somebody with this 80 pounds of bomb that I'm driving that can kill people because I'm overweight or I let myself go. So I started that, and then about 2 months into that, I came out. I met a company. It was really synergetic. We started working on the formulas of my products that I wanted, what I wanted in them, that I knew from years of training, and came up with 4 or 5, I think 6 products. I have 6 products. My protein, which I call trucker protein. My BCAAs, which right here, and then one of my best-selling products, and one of the things that I was really passionate about was this product right here, and it's my sleep aid. The sleep aid is formulated. It's all natural. It helps you relax and then get some sleep because we have messed up hours. And then I said, okay, I got my products. Now what do I got to do? And from June to about March, I struggled I went from 267, 270 down to 255, and that was my lowest.
Okay.
And then from 255, I was at a standstill until I found Dr. Can't think of his name, Dr. Robert H. Logstig, who has got more PhDs than the law will allow.
Put your products back up there again. Show your products again.
Okay, this is the sleep aid right here. This is the sleep aid. This is the protein.
Slide it to, yeah, right there. We good, right there. All right.
That's the protein.
Okay.
And I don't have all of them with me.
Right. But
this
you can go to the
BCAAs.
website.
Yeah, you can go to my website. I keep my prices low. And anybody listening to this, you put in Dave 25, and you'll get 25% off.
Dave 25.
Dave 25, and you get 25% off. Let me show you, just so that you know everything is legit. This is my barcode. That's my barcode. These are all the lab tests, FDA approvals that this has, and we just got another approval for where my stuff is processed. That is one of the highest ratings that you can get on any supplement. And so I just want everybody to know that this is not some voodoo stuff. This is some real scientific stuff that we actually worked on and put together for you guys. And but back to who really changed my life is I started following Dr. Anthony Chaffee, and it's Chaffee. He's a former rugby player. He's a doctor, he's a surgeon in Australia. He's been on this carnivore diet for over 10 years. And one of the things is that I found that was so powerful is that I've tried all the diets. I was a vegetarian for 2 year. I didn't lose strength. I did get the protein from vegetables. I was a vegan for like 3 to 6 months. That didn't work out for me.
Right.
I did the poly whatever diet where you only eat fish. This has been the number one diet for me that I've ever been on. Eating meat. I eat all the meat I want. And I just drink water. And I've lost a tremendous amount of weight. And I've lost 30 pounds since last of March into right now.
You lost how much?
About 30 pounds.
Okay.
So, these are some of the things that you can't, like when you eat vegetables, you can't get these. And these are essential. Vegetables are great. I'm not knocking anybody's diet. If you do it long enough, a diet will work. But
Right.
when you talk about essentials that you get out of meat, you get creatine, carnitine, choline, vitamin K2, biotin, riboflavin, vitamin B12. These are things that a lot of the vegetables don't carry. And I used to get into arguments, discussions with guys that say, well, you're going to get higher cholesterol. My blood pressure leveled out. I just had all my blood work done, and I'm perfect. My blood pressure isn't an issue anymore. My blood pressure is actually a little lower. It's perfect, what my doctor says. And then they say, well, you can't sustain on a meat diet, and that's not true. Look at the Maasai tribe in Africa. They only eat meat and have been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years, and some of the leanest, strongest fighters on the planet.
Okay.
And if you think about, let's look at up in Alaska. There's no fruits and vegetables up there.
No
What
more
they
blubber.
eat? Blubber and fat.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so this diet has really worked out for me. And I tell everybody, if you're going to get my products, make sure you do the work, because no product's going to work if you don't do the work.
Everybody think everything that you buy is a magic potion.
It's not.
To where you're trying to get to. I'm sitting here looking at the BCAA shock. Now, what does the BCAA shock do?
Well, you have so many essential amino acids that you don't get in your foods. Now, you get your BCAAs if you eat protein, but a lot of people are suspect when it comes to getting enough of them. So that's what that BCA. They're branched chain amino acids. They're essential amino acids that you need. Okay. And the other thing is that helped me lose weight and to stay in shape is drinking a lot of water. And when you go on these diets, well, I call them a way of life, because this is not a diet. This is a way of life.
Right.
Why wouldn't I stay on something that's lowered my blood pressure, lowers my cholesterol, and my LT1 and all that stuff is working really good.
Right.
And then the other thing is this: no processed foods. You have to understand one thing. Yeah. During the period of Richard Nixon, you notice all the bad things happened during Richard Nixon's time. He started the food pyramid. He started witch's ass backwards, and then he started. Every cell in your body needs glucose, but it doesn't need. I can't even think of it. It's another type of sugar that's produced by man. We don't need that. And so everything that we have, if you look at almost everything that you drink or eat, it has sucrose in it. Our body doesn't need that.
And I was finna say it started with S. I didn't want to be wrong, but sucrose.
And if you understand that, for let's say if you believe that we've been on this planet for thousands of years, think about this. Our body started off eating meat. After if you believe in the Bible, you we got kicked out of the garden, and we started eating meat. He said everything was good, so we started eating meat. Men were hunters gatherers, so we went through that phase for years and years and years. Let's just say 1,000 years. Then 500 years we became gardeners, and we started with plants and nuts and all this other stuff. All right, and we brought that in there. Just in the last 100 years, though, we started with all this processed foods, and our bodies had a long time to adapt to all the gardening and the meats, but we've only had a very short time that we've started including all this processed foods. And if you look at some of the boys today, you'll see that a lot of the boys, when we grew up, you remember in the 40s when all the men wore suits, and they were slick, they were lean. Because there wasn't no processed foods. There wasn't a lot of processed foods or processed sugar. We're eating almost 500 times the amount of sugar that we did back then, because there was a sugar shortage. But when they introduced sucrose into the foods,
Right.
it made the production of sugar cheap. It was cheaper than sugar, and that added fats that our body couldn't burn, and it just added up. And if you look at little boys, I took my sons to the water park, and all the boys had chests that had looked like breasts, and their hips. They had hips and a gut. That's because their estrogen is higher than their testosterone. When I grew up, there wasn't that many fat kids. Plus, we didn't have electronics. We were out playing outside. So there's been a paradigm shift, and now we have a more sedentary lifestyle with more electronics, and then now with our kids not going outside, and then where they're eating sugar in every meal and a processed food. In this diet, you don't need any processed food. Everything is real.
Exactly. So, let's jump into this. As a trucker on that road, and I'm driving, what can let's start out with the food. That's my wife. Let's start out with the food. What can we do? And I know the answer to this, but I want you from the fitness side of it, because this is what you do. What can we do on the fitness side to stay healthy in what we eat? What are some of your tips?
If you're going to be a vegetarian, which I know a lot of truck drivers aren't, but let's talk about the different diets. If you're going to be a vegetarian, then only eat real foods. Don't eat processed foods and cut out all sugars. That means not a lot of sodas. Take out all the sodas, because one, the carbonation adds elasticity to the skin, and this is not a white thing or a black thing. I'm just saying, white people's skin looks looser, and if you're eating a lot of carbonated, you don't need that under your skin and making your skin look loose and flappy. Black folks is going to heighten your blood pressure. It's just, it's sugar and it's processed. So if you're going to do a vegetarian, eat only real foods. If you're going to do the keto diet, keto starts saying that people that follow the keto diet, which is mainly protein, but now keto says you can add 20% carbs. I was on that diet. I have a sugar addiction. There's two things stronger than cocaine and heroin. You know what they are?
What's that? What are they?
Sugar and nicotine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I smoke cigars. Let me digress
I do
just
too.
for a minute.
Hey, I do too. Come on with it. Come on.
I used to. I've been off cigars for 3 weeks. Let me tell you what, I'm 54 years old.
Okay.
I have a very strong sex drive. But let me tell you, won't let your man go up if your blood pressure goes up. And what causes one of the main I was smoking a lot. I'm on the road a lot. I would get if I couldn't get a good cigar, I'd smoke a lot of backwoods. Man, you can look it up on YouTube. Please do. Cigarette smoke contracts the vessels.
Right. Okay.
And what's in your thing? A lot of blood vessels.
Blood vessels.
So when your shit is constricted, it's going to be down. It's not going to be as strong.
Yeah.
Bruh, I stopped smoking because my wife used to tell me that, and I'd be like, him on. And I still have to take my blood pressure medicines every now and then to keep my blood pressure low. When I smoke and drink, I still drink. I drink clear liquor. We'll get into that with no sugar.
Okay.
Like vodka.
Now vodka is now real
tequila.
Quick question about that. Vodka is very good for your digestive system, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger makes his protein shakes with vodka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you pour a little vodka in there because it helps absorb. What does vodka do?
Right.
It absorbs. It helps bring the nutrients in. I don't suggest that. I ain't Arnold Schwarzenegger. I just seen him do it.
And then he Russian.
There you go. They do it with everything. My wife's Russian, so part Russian. But anyway, the thing of it is and tequila has guava in it, and that helps you burn fat. the reason you want to eat more, like on my diet, on the carnivore diet,
Mm-hmm.
I eat a lot of meat and I eat a lot of fat and I eat a lot of real butter
Okay.
because you need the enzymes for your liver. And there's a study done where these guys just ate rabbit and they started dying because the
Mm.
rabbit didn't have enough fat in it. It's called
Mm.
the rabbit death, I think it's called. You can look it up.
Mm.
Didn't have enough fat in it, and they start getting really sick and dying off. So one of the things is that um, I if on my diet I only eat meat. So a lot of truckers ask me the same thing. So what do you eat?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell
Because
them
the diet you're on. Yeah.
exactly. I say, you know what? If there's no steakhouse or no chicken, I get chicken. I'll go into McDonald's. I'll get 10 burgers. I'll eat the meat
Okay.
and I'll throw the
Okay.
bread away. I
Okay.
feed the
Okay.
birds.
Yeah.
I'll eat it. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that you're gonna learn. You'll find out on this diet. The first week, I went through a sugar craving that was ridiculous. I
Mm.
needed sugar, so I felt like a crackhead, and I've never been a crackhead. I don't say that, but I was willing to do some. I was willing to do some strange things for a little change.
I don't
That's
say.
how bad I wanted some. That's how bad I wanted some sugar. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh.
I told this anyway. I'm not gonna go there, but anyway, this girl had a Snickers, and I almost, strange thing full of change. But for the first 7 to 10 days, that's what you go through.
Mm.
Some people go
Right.
through have the runs for the first 3 days. I had a little
Mm.
bit of that, but I was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, your cravings start going down. I used to like to drink. My cravings of
Mm.
alcohol went down after the
Mm.
first, I'd say two to 3 weeks. I was able to quit smoking. Well, one, after this wasn't so
Mm-hmm.
as it should be,
Mm-hmm.
and talking to my wife and talking to other professionals and actually going on and finding out what saturated fats and smoking was doing to me,
Mm-hmm.
I quit cold turkey. I haven't had a cigar, and I was smoking a pack of 5 cigars in a day because I have an 11-hour shift. But they're the small one. They're the
Yeah.
small ones. But I was doing way too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. 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 You was on it, bro.
Hey man, I ain't no quitter.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I don't drive over the road, and I thank God bless me to be where I am now, because this is where I strive to be here, but I would get into these moments, these little dissected moments where I would go 2 or 3 days in the week every morning. I would wake up with a cigar, going to work, smoking a cigar, coming home, smoking the rest of the cigar, and my wife be like, "You been smoking, huh?" I like, "Yeah," but it would be those segments. But then
Yeah.
after that, I was like, I don't think that's good for me. So I started teetering. What do they call it? I started kind of moving myself away from doing that, and so I started a life change with that. Even though I still like a good cigar, but it's social. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I go
Yeah.
somewhere, and my boy's smoking, I smoke one, but it's not that craving that I would have like if I was getting to the car and I would smoke a cigar with a cup of coffee. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
me going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, I got you. I feel you.
Dude, I would see somebody, I'd be driving truck and see somebody hang their hand out the window with a cigarette. I'd pull right over to Love's and get me some backwoods. That is not a lie. And I knew it wasn't doing me no good. But
I
I'm
feel
telling
you.
people
Mhm.
change for 3 reasons: love, fear, and pain.
Mm.
My wife and the studies that I did on what smoking does to your internals
Mm-hmm.
scared the hell out of me. And I love sex way more than I love a cigar.
Smoking. Yeah, I do too.
So that
Exactly.
just cut that out. Now I'm not saying I never say I never will do this, because I believe that when you say that, you're just lying. I
Yeah.
never say I'm
Yeah.
not going to smoke a cigar again. When I said I cut cold turkey, I needed that. And one, I needed to prove to myself that I don't have a habit I can't kick.
Right. I'm disciplined enough to
Exactly.
shake anything that I get myself addicted to.
Exactly. And so,
Mm-hmm.
and then I thought, okay, well, I need to put this out there because after you do it, now you want to put it out there because I want people to understand that I'm in the same boat. I know a lot of I know a lot of drivers that smoke. I know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
drivers that have this unhealthy lifestyle. So if they see me go through my trials and tribulations and overcome them, then they can say I can do it too because he ain't no better than me. He's a long haul truck driver that's overweight like me,
Mm-hmm.
smokes just like me, drinks just like me, and having problems just like me. Now he's straightening up, and this and this and this and this is happening. So now I can show the progress. And so I went from having a big ass gut to having
Mm-hmm.
a little gut. I always say I got a toothpick. I'm working on my four. Right now
Yeah.
I used to have what they ride over the bumps on the side of the road. Brrr. Now
Yeah.
I just have an ice skating rink. It's just real slick right now, but I'm
Yeah.
working on it. Be 2 months and I'll be out there. But it's important that people see. This is why I put my products out because I tell people all the time, I'm not some guy that's holding up protein going, you know what, buy this protein right here and it's going to
Right.
do this. And I already look like I've been working out for 15 years.
Right. Right.
I said,
Right.
no, you're seeing me go from fat to
To
fit
fit. Right.
using
Mm-hmm.
what I said. And I had to stop people because people were getting on my DMs and saying, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm saying, and I tell people, my diet is free.
Mm-hmm.
My workouts are free. The only thing I ask you to do is pay for what I pay for. And I had to stop so many people wanting me to coach them because I'm like, look, you can't ask me to coach you, but don't want to pay for at least do what I do, and that is buying my product. And then
So.
doing what I do in the morning, which is I take a protein shake, mix it in
Mm-hmm.
some water. This is vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
and I drink that.
Mm-hmm.
The next 4 or 5 hours, I don't drink, I don't eat, and then when I do eat, I'm eating protein and drinking water.
Mm-hmm. So. So you're on the what's the name of the diet you're on?
Carnivore,
Okay,
which
you're
is
on the
a
carnivore.
yeah, yeah.
You're on the carnivore diet. So for me on the road, I would need to first stay away from fried foods.
Not so much. I
Okay.
would you try and stay away from fried foods,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to eat some fried foods. The thing about fried foods is not because it's what it's fried in.
Right, the grease. Right, exactly.
No, it's the grease that they use. Remember your grandmother used to cook in fat
Right. Mm-hmm.
and lard, real
Mm-hmm.
lard,
Right.
and butter that the cows made. Now they
Mm-hmm.
got you cooking in vegetable oil that don't melt. That and it's a carcinogen that we're putting in our body. The
Mm-hmm.
vegetable oil, the olive oil. Do some research on the oils that you get. Just don't take my word for it.
Mm-hmm.
The best oil that you get. I'm finding out the more and more I listen to the government, the more and more I'm finding out they lied to us. The best thing that you could have done was listen to your great grandmother's cooking that fat back and eating egg collard greens and eating all
Mm-hmm.
the fats. And you look at the men back then; those
Yeah,
men look
they
like
lived
men,
long.
and
Yeah,
they
they
lived.
lived.
My grandfather
Yeah.
was 114. My grandmother was 112.
Wow. Yeah.
She was the oldest person in
Woo.
California at one time. They used to call her on Good Day America and do that, you're the oldest woman thing. My dad
But
had me at 67, my sister at 72.
wow. But the thing about the fatback nowadays is the fatback is more processed than it was
Yes,
raised and grazed
right,
like our grandparents ate and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right.
it's a different with the fatback that we have nowadays. And
Well,
so.
even nowadays we don't we they like I said they cook it in things that are carcinogens to our body
Mm-hmm.
that actually
Right.
add to cancers to our body.
Hmm.
So it's not so much the what it's the fried food; it's what it's fried in.
In yeah, all of
You
that
know,
bad grease
uh,
and yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah, I
So like
I,
let's
I
just take
felt it.
for granted
Yes,
if
sir.
I go to McDonald's, you're gonna get burgers that are fried on the grill, right? But if I
Mm-hmm.
go to Burger King, I'm gonna get them flame broiled. They taste different, and the grease
Right.
is dropping out of them. So if I
Hey,
have
I'm
a
gonna say
choice,
this. I'm gonna
uh,
say this. I'm gonna say this. I want to shout out to my babies. They watching. My little girl say, "You really educated."
I appreciate it. I'm old.
Yeah.
54.
Shout out to my babies. They watching the podcast. But yo, and on that food tip, I just want to get these guys because I know most of the time, we ride and we eat pork rinds and we drink Coca-Colas and I remember Loves used to have the big, like 44-ounce drinking mug. Some people still have them. Loves rolled off on is just great, and and so now moving in, because like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time. So
I got plenty of time, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. So
anything you want to ask me, bro? Please.
Let's dive into your eating tips, your tips to stay fit, whatever it is that you think you can just give some knowledge on to some trucker that may hear this now or go back and hear it. What are some of your tips for staying fit in the truck, physically, mentally, and emotionally in the truck?
Let's start off with physical.
Okay.
DOT requires us to do a 15-minute pre-trip and post-trip. But we yet to take out 15 minutes for ourselves a day. I have a 3-minute workout and I have a 15-minute workout. Here's the thing, and it's on YouTube and it's on TikTok. Here's the thing. When I went through the accident and I couldn't walk because they wanted to do a hip replacement, I was really messed up. I started walking to the door of the house. That's as far as I could go. And that lasted for a couple of weeks. Then I started walking to the street.
Right.
Truck drivers, I try and meet a truck driver where he's at. If he's overweight and he can barely get in and out of his truck, get in and get out of your truck once. The next day, do it twice or 1.5 times. Walk down the side of your truck. I forget. I used to know the measurement down the side of your truck. Do that 1 time. If you can do 2. Do some push-ups on the side of your truck. That's going to help you build your platform. That's going to help you start walking to get you out of the truck. You need to get out of that sedentary lifestyle. You have to burn calories. You have to build strength. I don't know if you can see this, but on my floor right there is a 20-pound dumbbell and a 40-pound kettlebell. They stay with me because I can't find. Sometimes I may not find a gym. So I have my gym here. I have 20-pound dumbbells. And right now I'm on this thing where I'm doing a challenge with everybody to increase their reps. If I'm trying to lose weight, I'm not going to be benching 545 pounds like I can. And there's videos of me doing that at age 52, 53. I'm strong as all get out. But I want to lean up. And I want to keep your muscle tone. So all you need is light weight. And you do. Right now I'm doing 20 to 25 reps. So if I'm doing curls, I'm doing 4 sets of 20 to 25. That's 100 curls.
Okay.
Then I walk up and down my truck. And I do.
Let me ask you a real quick question. Stay right there, real quick. Doing those reps and getting toned up, does that also open up your blood vessels to let more oxygen run to your muscles? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You can see the vascularity in my arms that didn't, I don't know where my camera is. You can see the vascularity in my arms where that wasn't there before. But everybody has abs. They just have fat over them. Right. You know, that's the thing. And so what you want to do is you want to pick something that works for you. I'm going with the carnivore diet, so I'm just going to talk about me. This diet works for me. I'm getting lean. All my hands, or I didn't have any blood vessels. You couldn't see none of that. Yeah, but you can see the vascularity coming back.
Yeah.
And that's meaning that there's more oxygen getting to the muscle, to all my vital organs.
Right.
So
okay.
Like I said, when it comes to eating, I stopped at a Albertsons, and I don't know if you guys can see that. It's Albertsons, and I got baked chicken. And these are chicken wings. I got 15 of them. when you get on this diet for about 4 weeks, your stomach's going to get smaller. And what it does is when you eat protein, your protein burns at a higher level than your carbs. When you eat carbs, your body goes, I need energy. So it burns what you just ate, and it stores the rest as fat. And the same thing happens when you're eating sugars. It stores it as fat, and it's not burning it. When you eat no processed foods and no sugar, what does it got to do? Burn your fat first.
Bro, do you know the key you just opened up to so many people who are trying who don't understand why their doctors tell them, hey, eat sugar free.
Exactly.
Drink more protein.
Exactly.
Because what you just said, I get it now. Continue.
Yeah, and what it is it's going to first what your body produces is ketones, and it puts you you hear people saying, well, I'm in keto, and what that does is what it's going to do is going to force your body to use its own fat for energy, and by doing that, it's going to lean you out, and by giving it nothing but water, you're going to lose water weight. I have a person that I'm working with right now. She is so dedicated. I won't call her name because I don't want to put her out there like that. But I'm working with a number of people, and let me tell you, I before I say this, anything else, they have to follow the process. Don't ask me what I do, and don't go buy my products. Buy my products, and then ask me what I do, and let's do it together.
Yeah.
And so they're doing that. And she's like, the first couple of days, I said, well, what's the difference in what you're doing now? She goes, I'm peeing like a racehorse. I think I'm losing water weight. And I said, no, you are going to lose water weight. That's going to happen. I peed like a racehorse. But your body's also, the more water you're drinking, you're cleaning out yourself and you're burning your own fat. And she goes, yeah. And she goes, you're right about the energy level. Drivers, let me be frank. I don't need to take a nap unless I don't get any sleep the night before.
Right.
Because you ever eat a big meal where you let's say you eat a baked potato and you eat a steak and you get the itis and you're ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because your body produces I can't think of it name of it, but and it will, because your body's tired and it's trying to break down proteins and fats all at the same time. So it's going to make you tired. And this is one of the great things about being on a protein diet. I have energy all day long. I'm not putting anybody at risk. This is a very dangerous job. We have to be on point at all times, especially going through cities. And this is one of the reasons I push the sleep aid, because we might get in at 12, but we've been normally driving from 6 to whatever in the mornings till afternoon. But this time we had a pickup at 12 at night, and now we got to get our sleep on. Well, this helps you relax, calm you down, and you can get your sleep. And that's important because when you sleep, your body assimilates and uses 70% of what you've eaten, and it dishes it out. And that's one of the reasons intermittent fasting is so powerful for people that want a high carb diet, because it allows your body to, for 18 hours, rest.
Right.
And then you eat within a 6-hour window, and then it goes back into rest. And that allows you the ability it allows your body ability to rest. And when your body's at rest and your digestive system is at rest, it's healing for you. Dr. Sebi used to talk about fasting all the time. I did a 7-day fast before I started this carnivore diet, just to get my body into ketos and to clean myself out. So I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm just saying you have enough fat on your body to last you 40 to 60 days.
Yeah, I know that I took this challenge of doing a 7-day liquid diet, and the liquid also it pertained to protein, nothing but protein, all protein.
I did
from protein water protein Gatorade with no sugar and so many grams of protein, right? I
Mm-hmm.
took the challenge for 1 week, and in 1 week of going on that liquid diet, I lost about 12 pounds
Yeah.
in 1 week.
Yeah. When I say I fasted, that's what I did. I did the
Mm-hmm.
first 3 days with just on water, and then the last 4 days with my protein powder and adding that to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost like 6 or 7 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that being said, you clean up your diet, then you have to put some action behind the work of
Okay,
doing that,
let's get to the action. Yeah.
and that is getting out of the truck. If I know that for women, and I talk a lot to women about when they're walking around, I tell all women to be aware of their surroundings. Also, don't walk in between
Mm-hmm.
trucks. Walk in the
Mm-hmm.
lighted area or park away from somewhere. Always carry
Mm-hmm.
a weapon of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Box
because
cutter.
there you go. Hey, they took down a
Mm-hmm.
plane with it. Okay, and if
Mm-hmm.
you're a brother, you've been in a knife fight. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
I carry. I don't talk about what I carry, but I wear a bulletproof backpack.
Mm. I
This
seen those. I need one.
yeah,
I seen those.
this right here will stop for it
Mm.
splits down the middle. It splits down the middle. I wear it, put it over, and this right here is a bulletproof backpack, front and back.
Mm.
And all because my thing is, I've been a martial artist. I fought. I shoot really well, or shoot enough. And my thing is, all I need is a chance to, and that's another
Mm.
story. But all I need is a chance to get to my weapons or get to you if I'm in that
Mm.
situation. But that's not. It's not about violence. What I'm saying is, women be careful. Hey, brothers,
Yeah, yeah. We got a lot of women truckers out here, and I've interviewed a few, and I'm trying to get more on because we more and more you see women truckers out here going to get right.
yeah,
And so you're absolutely right that even women who are in four wheelers, you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to keep yourself protected. That's why my wife, she's certified down to the bone. Like you just said, she can fire any weapon, and I support that and I push that. And women, especially truckers, going in and out of these different states, trying to find somewhere to sleep and all of that, stay safe. Put
yeah.
yourself in a safe position.
I am never without a weapon. From this
Mm-hmm.
watch, I could take this watch. It's a heavy watch. It's waterproof, but I can beat you to death with this watch.
Mm-hmm.
This bracelet is not a bracelet. It's a knife. Your jugular. I'm
Yeah.
just I don't believe in ever being without something that you can be protected with. When you're walking
Mm-hmm.
for dogs, even I'm not saying just for people, but I mean I walk when I'm in certain places. I'll walk 4 miles
Mm-hmm.
with a 25-pound back on, and certain things, and just my thing is get back home to my family,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and so that's my focus, and I hope that's everybody's focus. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is also you need to do the work. You need to get out and work, even if it's right beside your truck. Know your surroundings, but get out beside your truck, walk up and down your truck
Mm-hmm.
50 times.
Mm-hmm.
If you're capable of it. I'm talking about capable. Do what you move into. But
Mm-hmm.
here's my workout. I get out. If I can't go walk around and I don't feel safe,
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk 50 times or around my truck. So I walk up and down my truck, do push-ups on my stairs
Mm-hmm.
for 25. Do it again. Do some curls. Do it again. Do some push-ups. Do it again. Do some triceps. Do it again. Do some back curls, back arm curls. The only time I don't lay down on the ground because we're dark, because we already know it's down there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do my sit-ups. Most bunks have a strap that is used for the netting. There's a strap on my
Right.
bunk that I pull over the bed, put my feet on there, and I go to work doing my sit-ups. I'm getting past. Ladies, I'm going to be more than 2 abs. I'm going to get down the phone. I'm going to get down the phone. I told people today, I'm going to give me some polyester pants, some church shoes. I'm going to pull them all the way up to my 2 abs. You ain't going to be able to tell me nothing. but but I do my abs in the bed. I do my leg
Right.
crossovers in the bunk.
Right.
I put my pillow down in the middle of the bunk, and I sit with my hands back here, and I put my legs over, like this, over that
Right.
pillow.
Right.
And that's how I start my morning. Actually, I start my morning by doing abs because I'm in the bunk already. And people say, "Well, why do you wear workout clothes all the time?" Because it's a mental thing. It always reminds me to work out. When I go pull into somewhere while I'm getting loaded, I get out and I do curls or I do push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I always people. There's a lot of videos where I'm in the gym. People say, "How do you find the gym?" It's easy. Go on your phone. Your map shows you where you're going to have to stop for your 10-hour. If it's in a town, Google the town and say, "Siri, where's the nearest gym near me at that town?" And it come up with a list. And then I zoom in on it to see if it's trucker friendly, if I can put a truck there. And that's how I find gyms.
And so those are some very, very, very good tips, because even with me, working in the city, driving around the city, we have load locks, and uh, I just began to getting back into, because pull-ups was one of the things that I hate the most. I seen one of your videos where your wife was cheering you on because you were doing pull-ups, and you would get to the top and do what some of these guys would do. I was like, man, I can't do a pull-up, right? But I use I use the load locks in the truck when I'm stopped and I'm waiting to get unloaded at a dock or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in the back of the truck. That's one of the best. I mean, next to a sauna
Yeah,
during the summer, in the back of a van,
yeah,
doing setups and push-ups and
yeah,
pull-ups,
yeah.
man. That's man. You talking about sweating some fat off, bro?
Yes, sir.
You will sweat that fat off.
Yes,
And
sir.
so I know what you're talking about when you say walk, and you have to be more. And I also understand when you say, hey, fitness is mental. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you all you wear your fitness outfit, because you know, hey, I got to stay fit. Let me do this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If I wrote, I mean, and I understand that, because it really is mental after driving 11 hours
Mm-hmm.
and you pull up. If you pull up in your already in your bed clothes, you mentally already
You ready
finna
to
go
go
to
to
bed.
sleep?
Yeah,
Exactly.
but if you pull up in your tight shirt, and you got your shorts on with your tights, and you already know, well, shoot, you already know what time it is. You know
Yeah,
what's finna put you to sleep. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. And
So
you
I
sleep
got
better.
you.
And you
I
sleep better.
got
And the
you.
thing of it is it's motivation and it's mental programming. You know, our music programs us. Our television programs us. Well, it's time for you to program yourself. Do
Hmm.
what's right for you. What's going to give you longevity in this life? I'm not saying you're going to live to 120. You might walk out and die, but I'm gonna be a bad corpse. I'm gonna be a bad with a slick stick. But the thing of it is that it's important that we take. There's only a couple things that we have control over, complete control over, and one of those is our health. I can
Hmm.
decide to be unhealthy if I want to, or I can decide to be healthy. It's up to you. And if you're not going to take the initiative, don't look at somebody to give you a magical pill. Don't look for somebody to say, "Oh, uh, you need to do this, you need to do that," and you don't follow it. The thing of it is it's up to you. And
Hmm.
so that's the one thing. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, green, purple, whatever. That's the one thing you have control over is your health, unless you have an actual physical thing. And let me say one thing before the most important thing you can do
Hmm.
for health is start up baseline. Go to your doctor first. I always say this, and hey, that's my joke, but it's true. I'm not a doctor. I do play one in the bedroom, but on this thing, I'm not a doctor. I tell people this: go see your doctor first before you get on any diet or any workout routine. Go and get your blood work done, your testosterone, your estrogen, your thyroid, all those things checked out. Get a baseline of where you're at. Ask him what you know tell them about the diet you want to try, if it's carnivore, if it's being a vegan or whatever, and then get a baseline, see where you're at, and then start the diet. And then in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, 2 months, come back to them, get another blood test. I get a blood test every 6 weeks, every eight weeks. I go and get my blood done because I want to know, am I hardening my kidneys? Am I doing this or doing that? And everything's been so great since I've been on this carnivore diet. So I can't take anything. I mean, that's all I can say. It's been great.
Man, look here. Like I said before, I appreciate you taking out your time. I appreciate you sitting down with the Freight Trapping Podcast. I appreciate you giving out tips to some of the truckers. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Before we go, any last words from Dave Fat to Fit?
Yeah, man. That video that you said that you can't watch, bro. Let me tell you something, bro. That video, I was trying to say, hey, I'm gonna be honest. For the guys that said, yeah, you need draws, I had draws on. But for that video, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, that was about your quads, because I get so many things about sick people. I have such small calves, and people go, well, what's up with your legs? So that's the reason normally I wear shorts over my tight for that reason. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna show you I got quads. You know. And you know, besides the point, you know, I see all these women on TikTok, you know, in they tights. So I'm gonna bring it back for the fellas and give the women some eye candy. How about that? We just gonna, you know, do it like that.
Hey, look, I told you it's for the women. It's definitely for the women. It ain't. Fellas, you're gonna go through there and pick and choose the video you want.
All right, maybe the leg video ain't for you. All right, yeah.
No,
chest
sir.
exercises, you know.
Yeah, anything on the bench and all of that.
Yeah, curls and all that. Yeah.
Say, man, it has really been a pleasure, bro. I think I've connected with a genuine person, as well as a good businessman and an awesome fitness instructor. And bro, I just want to say thank you for being on here. Thank you for taking out the time. Once again, I'm always thankful, grateful to any trucker who took out their time to give out some of their expertise in the area that we need in the industry.
I appreciate you, man. And anytime I can help. Right now, I'm doing a 30-day challenge. If anybody wants to get in, it's doing everything high reps. Remember, I'm not a doctor. Get your doctor to clear you. But if you're ready to go, I'm doing everything high reps, everything from 20 to 25 reps, from curls to whatever. And so that's lightweight. Remember, I start off with my protein shake and go to Dave Fat to Fit to get that. And make sure you get the sleep aid. But the thing of it is if you don't buy nothing from me, listen to this podcast for one, because you give some great information. The other thing is get off your ass, because ain't nobody going to do this for you. And there's no magic bullet. It's you that can save your own life when it comes to your health.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. And you're welcome on here anytime you get ready. You can hit me on TikTok. You can
oh, man, we can go be brothers for life, bro. We gonna be brothers for life. I love your sense of humor, man. We just gonna do a podcast just talking crazy.
hey, look here. Hey, whenever you just want to sit in, if you just let me ask you about this before you go. What do you think about FMCSA in 2023? They are wanting to govern down all trucks. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion about that. They want to put ECUs on each truck, right? On every truck, on operators, everybody. Now, my opinion is this. I don't want to see a truck going down a mile with 80,000 pounds at 110. That's just me. I don't want to even see you at 90, right? Now, for me, my opinion is this. If you govern your trucks down, I don't think you guys should be governed down to 65 or 60. My trucks are governed down to 65. But I think 85, 75 is a good governing for a truck, because I'm going to tell you something. The language is they're going to do it. It's not whether you like it or not. So why not give your opinion and say, hey, 85, 70 is a good speed to be governed at, right? That's
I
my
agree.
opinion. What's your opinion on that?
I believe that one at 110 miles an hour with an 80,000 pound load with a 14-inch disc or drum brake,
Right.
that is not enough braking power to stop that. So we shouldn't be doing that anyway. At 75 and 80, those are actual speed limits that are in the United States. So we should not be.
Exactly.
If they are going
Exactly.
to make us do something, govern them down to the legal
Exactly.
highest state. Because in Texas we can go 75 miles an hour.
I think. I
In some
think.
places we can go to 80. So I
Now,
think
not
you should govern it down to the highest in the states,
right.
and then for owner operators, now company drivers, that's up to, that's up to
What?
the company.
Well, this rule is going to more affect on operators because you already know companies like
Yeah,
FedEx, Old
yeah,
Dominion, and all
right.
they've already got governors on their trucks. But ain't the I could have sworn that it's an area between Bourne, Texas, going west, and while you getting into El Paso, going toward El Paso, ain't it an 85 off in there somewhere?
I think there's an 85. That's why I said
Yeah,
govern it to the highest,
yeah,
and then let
right,
us run there, because then the
right,
trucks are still can get up around and get around. But
right.
here's the caveat. Let's talk about, if you have a little time. Let's talk about the gas prices and
Now
fuel
let's
prices.
talk. Let's go.
At seven at 65 miles an hour, and I don't carry anything over. This is a 19,000 pound load. I'm not going to work my truck that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have an older truck. I'm not going to work it that hard, and plus, I'm not going to pull a 40,000 pound load when the broker's price is yet to be increased with the fuel prices. The 40,000 pound, 40, 50,
Mm-hmm.
44,000 pound loads aren't paying as much as these lighter loads. So why would I put my
Mm-hmm.
truck under stress plus a fuel
Right,
economy?
right.
So if I'm going to go 70 miles an hour, okay, with a
Mm-hmm.
40,000 pound load with a 600 horsepower motor, my average rate of fuel economy is going to be 5 and 6. So if I have a 100-gallon tank
Mm-hmm.
on one side, that's 500 gallons, and it's 200. If you got on both sides 200 gallons, if I'm
Right.
paying $6, let's go $5. That's $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if they keep these rates low, these trucks going to have to slow down anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't. The fuel price is keeping the truck going to keep the trucks low unless you got some
Mm-hmm.
kind of magic something in there. So I know that I'm on a 19,000 pound load, which is light. Actually, it's around 12,000 now. I'm hauling toilet paper. It's a light load, but
Mm-hmm.
at 60, 65, 70 on a flat, I'm getting 7 to 6.5, 7, maybe 7 to 5. On these hills where I'm going over to Yakima, I'm getting into the fours, and I have to really, manage my fuel and fuel
Yeah, the
costs.
inclines and the
Being a business
declines.
owner, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to manage your fuel costs. So that regulates fuel too. So now they're putting. Here's my caveat: they're putting a triple whammy on us, because
Mm.
the load prices aren't going up, haven't gone up to
Mm-hmm.
equal the
Right.
fuel prices, and now you want to govern a truck that, and then make us all slow down where we can't. We're like this down the freeway,
Mm-hmm.
and these four-wheelers, I think it's going to lead to a lot of road rage, and us, it's just those things are in the trucking market right now. And
Mm-hmm.
hear me out. I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my theory. Now you give me input on this. I
Okay.
think one of the reasons they're doing this is because and I know they have fully autonomous trucks right now, where they pay a driver to sit in the other seat, those blue trucks with all the autonomous shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
They pay a truck driver $30 to sit, $30 to $40 to sit in a truck seat. If he works 10
Mm-hmm.
hours, he's made $400. If an owner operator drives that truck, he's averaging $1,000 to $1,500 a day. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you drive out a lot of owner operators. You have a lot more autonomous trucks. Austin just got Tesla to go in and build an academy. They're going to come out with electric trucks. These big companies, Swift, UPS, all these, Walmart, they've already made orders to get these electric trucks. So with these electric trucks, by them raising the fuel prices, what do? They get a lot of these owner operators off the road. A lot of the owner operators that that's all they could do. They have to come to work for major companies like a Walmart. They give the guy driving the electric truck a little bit of bump of a raise to keep him there. Walmart drivers are making what, 300,000, 200,000 a year? Now you get them to 300,000. Look how much money that saved by getting these other trucks off the road. The electric trucks coming on, and now you're going to bring on autonomous trucks that don't need a driver that you're paying $400 to, where an owner operator makes anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a day. Used to. Think about the economy savings. This is planned. This isn't just people going, we're just going to. No. I listened to a TikToker today, and he said that he called a broker. And he said, how much would it cost me to ship something from from New York to LA? He said $12,000 minimum. He called him back and asked the broker, he says, you got a ship going from LA to, how much can you pay me? He said $4,000. See the greed in there, the disparity?
Yeah.
So why are they doing this? It's all for a reason. You're not going to have these big major companies. They gave Tesla, I don't know how much land in Austin to build this academy, to build these trucks that are going to be battery based. So what do you need diesel fuel for? Diesel fuel is less processed than gas, right?
Right.
If diesel fuel is the base and it's the cheapest to make, why is diesel more expensive than gas?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good question, because we already know that it don't take much to create or produce diesel. We already know that regular gas and Supreme and all the
that's a process. That's a process.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
But you got diesel prices through the roof, and there's a lot less diesel drivers out there. So the supply and demand, if you do economics 101, supply and demand is the car should be paying more because it takes more refinement, and there's more of them out there. Diesel should be way less. This is something that they're doing on purpose, and I think they're driving out a lot of owner operators.
And it's a plan to everything they do. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say either they're gonna adjust or get out, like you say, driving them out. But I just wanted to get your opinion about that. But like I said, you are more than I do. I bring all of those kind of topics to the forefront whenever I don't have a guest, bro. Anytime you want to drop in and just talk trucking and talk what's going on, I pull those articles and I talk about them. I go deep about them so that we as truckers will know what's going on under the covers, because like they say, we don't read. And when I say we, I mean the trucking industry. And they say we don't read. That's why most of these laws go over our head. And by the time we hear about them, now, I'm trying to bring them to you before they even get to you. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you feel like just dropping in, you can hit me on TikTok or you can hit me wherever and say, hey, man, what you talking about this weekend? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna definitely get my cousin Kimoni. He's really deep.
Yes,
and
sir.
And I'll get you his information. I'll talk to him about it. Get you his information. But man, I appreciate you and thank you again for having me. Man, this has been fun. It's been a lot of fun, bro.
Hey, man, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man, and I just want to salute you for coming on. Be safe on that road, man. I'm praying for all my truckers. I'm praying for everybody out there on that road. You get home the way you left. Hey, with that, I'm gonna say, hey, man, thank you, man. Get some rest.
Thank you, sir.
And salute to you, bro. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go check out his products. DaveFatToFit.com. Go support Black owned. And hey, bro, I will be on there checking you out.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right. Yes, sir. That was Mr. Dave Fat to Fit, man. I am so glad he decided to come on and give me some of his time. I hope some of the tips you hear in this particular episode. Once again, he is DaveFatToFit.com. He is Dave Fat to Fit on all platforms. So if you want to get with him, hit him up tell him you heard him on the podcast, or you whatever, and he is going to give you, if you go to DaveToFit.com, he said the code is Dave25 for 25% off. So he's giving you a code of Dave25 for 25% off. You go to the website and you get some of his products, and then you can hit him up on tips, how to use them, some of his videos that he's going to make, some of the challenges that he put forward to you. Like he said, he's doing a high rep challenge for 30 days right now, which will in turn open up your vessels, your blood vessels, and your veins, and that way more oxygen can get to your muscles and get to your heart and all of that. And so he has a 30-day challenge with that. He does stuff like that, and he'll give you access to what he do in order to make himself more fit. And that was Dave, Fat to Fit. I want to say thank you to him. I want to say salute, man. Congratulations on all your business ventures. Congratulations on getting your health in order after being in that accident with the rollover. Hey, man, you drivers stay safe out there. We have been a Freight Trapping Podcast. We're going to sign off right now, and we're going to see you next time. See ya.